Why, are you crazy? The fall will probably kill you.
There's one guy brings the items, and the other guy pays.
What about the nurse that lives across the hall from you? She seems kind of nice.
Secure the engine room, then find me a date.
I'm multitasking.
Shoot him in the face.
I hate to shatter your ego, but this ain't the first time I've had a gun pointed at me.
You don't take your fucking hand off that case, it'll be your last.
Stop causing
Just.
Hey, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal. Look.
Marion, don't look at it. Shut your eyes, Marion. Don't look at it no matter what happens.
Smell it! You smell it! Ah! Hey, punks!
Merry Christmas. It, of course, is Feliz Navidad, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Happy Hanukkah. We got Tony. He came in right under the wire.
What's up, Tony?
Nerdy Geek here. Me and Nerdy Geek are in the Christmas spirit tonight because special night for all of us because this is my favorite Christmas movie. Yes, I have notes on why this is a Christmas movie if you disagree with us. But we're reviewing Die Hard from 1988, starring Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman. It's a pretty damn good movie, if I say so myself. I watched it yesterday again. I kind of make it a tradition to watch it at least twice a year.
Yep, at least.
At least twice a year. It's kind of like Predator. I have to watch Predator at least once or twice a year. But we had some screenshots here from it, of course. There he is, Bruce Willis, with his MP5. I think that's what you call it, but that gun comic.
John McClane.
There you go. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. There he is, the man in action. I wonder why he didn't grab one of the shirts off the terrace, though, because, but whatever. That's just semantics. Then we got Hans Gruber, played by Alan Rickman. This was actually his first role as an actor in a movie. He was a stage actor.
He almost stole this movie, and that's really hard because this was a great movie for Bruce Willis. But man, Hans, you can't watch this movie and not walk away liking Hans.
Now, this is not real. He didn't really wear the hat. Somebody's put that on top of his head.
Hey, it works.
There's also a comic book from Boom Studios called Die Hard Year One.
There's also some video games.
Yep.
Yes, we were talking about that earlier. It's a video game. And we're going to watch the trailer right now. I'll have to pause it every now and then because, 20th Century Fox is probably a little bit hard-nosed about this movie. But here we go. Here's the trailer for Die Hard.
Even LA, California.
Is Daddy coming home soon? Well, we'll see what Santa and Mommy can do, okay?
There's our first reference to Christmas. There's Christmas music in the movie.
Yep, and then she's going to work with Santa to see what she can do about bringing Daddy home.
A New York cop, John McClane, has come to see his wife. Instead, he's going to have to save her.
And you go to a Christmas event, and all hell breaks loose. How many times does that happen to me?
Within this skyscraper high,
maybe not like a terrorist attack or bank robbers, but
above the city, 12 terrorists have declared war.
They're about to be taught a lesson in the real use of power.
How cool is that guy? Like, I miss that guy that does the trailers back then. And now it's up to John McClane to save them all.
They're as brilliant
because I am brilliant.
Hey, wasn't the hacker guy on Top Walker, Texas Ranger, by the way?
Yes, he was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He was his partner.
$640 million in your vault.
As they are ruthless.
But I'm telling you, you're just going to have to kill me. Okay.
He's like, that part's kind of crazy because it's like you realize these guys play for keeps because he's like, you're just got to kill me. He doesn't even hesitate. Just blast.
Well, that's another reason why this is a Christmas movie. They may not deck the walls with bells of holly, but they deck the walls with the brains of Takagi.
There you go.
Hey, we got Canadian survivalists here, Collector P. And thanks everybody for showing up. Okay, we'll continue the trailer a little bit.
Now, the last thing McClane wants. Think, damn it, think. Is to be a hero.
Where's Holly? Hey, Tucker! Where?
But he doesn't have a choice.
You know what though? What's different about this movie than other action films of the day? You know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sly Stallone, a couple other guys. They're like these unstoppable killing machines that nobody can even hurt.
Yep.
And he's just like this average guy, New York cop, on vacation to see his family in Los Angeles. And he doesn't try to charge in there like Galahad because he knows he'll get killed if he did that with his little Beretta. So yeah, we'll continue.
I think he's doing.
That's Parkinson's end right there.
They have already killed one hostage.
This channel is reserved for emergency calls only.
Lady, do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
He said, I sound like I'm ordering a pizza.
He's inside? Who is he? Who are you then? You have lost troublesome for a security guard.
Yeah, sorry, wrong guess, huh?
He didn't expect the guy to like talk shit to him while he's
No.
Double jeopardy.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
The most famous line in that movie, probably.
Destroyed a building. I am in charge of this situation. I got some bad news for you. Come up here, that look like you're in charge of Jack.
and I hate Captain Dwayne. What's his name? That guy's such a dweeb.
Dwayne T. Robinson.
Yeah, and he was the principal in Breakfast Club, and he was such a dick in that movie too.
Yeah, I can believe it.
From anybody down. Hey, pal, how you feeling? All things being equal, I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
All things being equal, he'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
He's an easy guy to like.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
And a hard
I remember
Man to
that
kill.
quote in the previews when I was a kid.
Bruce Willis. Die Hard.
Got invited to the Christmas party by mistake. Who knew?
Well, he didn't get divided by mistake.
You know what's
his
funny
wife-
about that? Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I mean his wife invited him, but they just use that in that.
Now, I was going to point out there's a couple ironies for me in this trailer when you watched it, because it mentions double jeopardy, as in the Jeopardy game. Literally today, when I was at work, I was watching Jeopardy, and one of the Christmas questions was about Die Hard. So
No,
I mean,
really?
yeah, and then when that guy goes, "I want blood," it made me think of the AC/DC song, "If you want blood, you got it."
If you want blood, you got it. Well, okay, I'm going to share the Wikipedia, and then I'm going to share some Christmas facts about this film, and then we will go around the panel and ask people their thoughts on the film and different sections of the film. And
You know what? We forgot something, Matt.
what? What do you forget?
Oh, it came on.
The nose.
Our tape.
Or what?
Our tape
What tape?
on our nose.
Oh yeah, the tape, the nose tape. That's if you know, you know. It's an inside joke between me and Nerdy. Okay, it was directed by John McTiernan. And it came out in 1988, based on the 1979 novel "Nothing Lasts Forever" by Roderick Thorpe. It stars Bruce Willis, Al Rickman, Alexander Godunov, Bonnie Bedelia, Reginald Vale Johnson, who you may remember from Family Matters. And there's actually a conspiracy theory about what this movie is actually about for him.
Yes.
We'll get into that. William Atherton, Paul Gleason, and Hart Bochner. Okay, of course, he plays John McClane. Stewart was hired by 20th Century to adapt it from Thorpe's novel in 1987. His first draft was greenlit immediately as the studio was eager for a summer blockbuster. The role of McClane was turned down by a host of decades' most popular actors, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. Now, mainly for work on television, Willis was paid $5 million for his involvement, placing him among Hollywood's highest paid actors at the time. He had got his big break on the TV series Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd, by the way. That actually made him a star. He was actually also in a blues band. I think he can't do it anymore, but he used to have a blues band. But anyway, so, but this movie right here, can we all agree, made him a star?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Put him on the map. It's been critically evaluated. It's now considered one of the greatest action movies of all time. Although at the time, people didn't realize, but they said that okay, what's it say here? Published 88 initial reviews were mixed. Criticism focused on its violence, plot, and Willis's performance, while McTiernan's direction and Rickman's charismatic portrayal of the villain Hans Gruber were praised. But this movie has been critically reevaluated. The vulnerable, fallible protagonist, played by John McClane. Also, it says here that retrospective commentators have also identified and analyzed its themes of vengeance, masculinity, gender roles, and American anxieties over foreign influences due to its Christmas setting. Die Hard is often named one of the best Christmas films of all time, although its status as a Christmas film is disputed. Well, by some it is. This movie had a budget of $25 to $35 million, and it made over $141 million at the box office. And we know the plot. We don't have to go over that again. I'm not going to go over the development, writing, or the casting. There were probably some rewrites, but I don't care. They filmed principal photography, began in November 87, concluded on March 1988 with an approximate $25 to $35 million budget. Filming took place almost entirely in and around Fox Plaza in Century City, situated on the Avenue of the Stars. The location was chosen late in production by production designer Jackson D. Gavia. A mostly unoccupied building was needed, which the under construction Fox Plaza offered. It was secured with two main conditions: no filming during the day and no damage from explosions. Well, they might have failed that one.
Yeah, they did.
Jan DeMont said the building's design was distinct, making a character of its own, and clear views of the building were available from a distance, enabling establishing shots as McClane approaches it. The surrounding city could be seen from within the building, enhancing the realism. Willis' first day on set was November 2nd, 1987. He came straight from filming Moonlighting to shoot one of his pivotal scenes where McClane leaps from a rooftop as it explodes behind him, saved only by a length of fire hose. Willis found acting in Die Hard difficult because it differed from previous experiences in that he was often alone, not having any personal encounters with others. I'd say that would be hard.
Yeah.
Bedelia and Val Johnson spent most of their time between scenes with Alan Rickman. When asked to throw Holly to the floor, Rickman refused because he believed it was not a fitting action for the civilized Gruber, and that Holly, a self-possessed career woman, would not have let him do it. The film ending was not finalized when filming began. In the finished film, Theo retrieves an ambulance from the truck. The terrorists arrive in to use as an escape vehicle, but as this was a late addition, the truck the terrorists had been filmed arriving in was too small to hold an ambulance. So another scene showing the terrorists synchronizing their tag heuer watches also showed the truck was empty. This scene had to be deleted, leading to other necessary changes as scripted. McClane realizes that the American hostage he encounters is Gruber because of his distinctive tag heuer watch he observed on the other terrorists. The watches were no longer an established plot point. It necessitated that introduction of a heroic scene for Argyle, who gets to stop Theo's escape. Devereaux actually punched Gaillard during the scene, which was added only in the last 10 days of filming.
Here's Christina.
Oh, hey, Christina. So anyway, it's had a lot of crazy stunts in it, and that's all we're going to talk about right there. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because the next thing we're going to do is tell you why it's a Christmas movie. I took notes throughout the film. So the first reference we have really is Holly's talking to her daughter on the phone and says, "Don't be looking for your Christmas presents I hid." Secondly, when Holly's daughter asked her, "Is Daddy coming to Christmas?" Holly says, "Well, me and Santa Claus are working on it." After that, it's also the setting is a Christmas party Bruce Willis is carrying a Christmas present for his daughter, a teddy bear. When he gets in the limo of Argyle turns on Christmas Time at Hollis, Queens by Run DMC, our first Christmas music of the movie. Secondly, we can hear Bruce Willis when he's walking to the elevator at Nakatomi Tower. He's whistling Jingle Bells. When he kills Carl's brother, he takes a Santa Claus hat, puts it on his head, and types, "Now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho." He writes that on his sweatshirt and sends it down the elevator. All right. And then when Al, played by Reginald V. Johnson, is walking out of the 7-Eleven, he's singing "Let It Snow, Let It Snow." Also, the terrorist, the hacker, when the SWAT team is approaching, he quotes "The Night Before Christmas."
Yeah, I love that part.
Yes.
All right. And Hans, when he asked Hans, the hacker asked Hans, "I don't know how you're going to break this last time lock. We need a miracle." He said, "Well, you're going to get a miracle because it's Christmas time."
It's Christmas, Theo. It's the time for miracles.
Then when they crack the safe and they start loading the bearer bonds, in the background, you can hear "Come All Ye Faithful" playing in the movie. And this may not be Christmassy. We know how Al is afraid to use his gun because he actually killed a kid in the line of duty. Well, there is a Christmas miracle because he fires his gun in the line of duty, even though he was afraid to do it, to save Bruce Willis's character. And at the end of the movie, when Argyle opens the limo door for them to take him and Holly away, he says, "Merry Christmas, John." And then they start playing "Let It Snow" by Bing Crosby.
Oh, mic drop. So also, his wife's name is Holly. What else?
You mean I'm already dead inside. It don't matter. All right. Anyway, also there's like poinsettias and Christmas trees all through the movie. Also, there's an underlying theme to this movie. How many times have we went to a holiday family event that we didn't want to go to, and all hell breaks loose? Maybe not a terrorist come and try to rob you, but people fight and argue over politics, getting a little too drunk on eggnog, maybe saying some shit they shouldn't say to each other, or as if it was Festivus, the airing of grievances. But she's pleading the fifth. I think we're making her mad. I'm sorry. But I do have a long list of stuff here, and that's a lot of Christmas stuff for a movie that's not a Christmas movie. That's all I'm saying.
And what is a bigger miracle than John actually surviving the entire thing?
And saving his wife so he can come home to see his kids again.
Yep. Thank you, Christina.
We love you, Christina. So it's not off the house. Our creature was stirring, except the four assholes coming around the east corner in standard 2x2 cover formation. Yeah, I remember that.
I recite that. I recite that every time I watch the movie and that scene comes up. I recite that.
Well, okay, we're going to get into it. Nerdy, I'll start with you. Who's and it could be the main character. It could be okay. I mean, we all know Bruce Willis is great, so we don't have to go around and always pick Bruce Willis in this movie. So what I want you guys to do is this round, and you can explain why. Who is one of the ensemble cast characters that stands out to you the most besides Bruce Willis?
I have two. One, of course, I'm sure everyone's going to talk about Hans Gruber. Hans Gruber was probably the most, I don't know, he was just the most charismatic bad guys we had seen in a long time. Like, if Hans survived this and ended up getting away, I would have been completely fine with it. I would have been fine with that. That would not have bugged me at all.
Even though
like Alan Rickman, even after that, Alan Rickman surviving this would have been fine with me. As soon as I saw him in this movie, I'm like, that's the first time as a kid I'm like, who is this guy? I want to see more movies with him because his screen presence was so good. And the second one, who has little to no lines, is Carl. Carl was such a great character.
He's such an asshole too. He's just so pissed. I know what you're trying to send me a link to there, Christy. It's that Bruce Willis said this was not a Christmas movie, but I'm sorry. I love you, Bruce, but you're wrong.
Well, we got to remember, we don't know when Bruce's trauma started happening.
I wasn't going to say that, but
I don't know.
No, but I mean, Carl, and then when I found out that Carl was a Russian ballet dancer, and that's where he came from, I'm like, what?
Now, look, I could say that this is not a traditional Christmas movie.
No, it is not a traditional Christmas movie.
It kind of breaks the mold of that, but like, either technically Batman Returns and Lethal Weapon are Christmas movies too.
They are, but they don't have this. Those take place during that time, but they could have been made at any time.
Yeah.
Their plan only works if this is Christmas, Christmas Eve.
They were planning on everybody being there so they could raid the building.
Yep.
And rob it because there would be minimal problems.
Yes.
They thought. Okay, Tony, what are some of the ensemble characters that stand out to you?
Oh Lord, where do I start? Of course, Hans. I love the guy that played Carl. I can never think of his name. The blonde terrorist. The only other movie I ever seen him in was The Money Pit, where he was trying to woo Shelley Long. So I mean, he played. Matter of fact, he played like a music director or something. He was in charge of the orchestra, whatever you call that. Of course, the guy that played Carl Winslow, Family Matters. Hell, Argyle. The guy that I can't think of his name, but he was downstairs running interference. He looked. I swear to God, he looked like Huey Lewis. Right down to Al Leong, sitting there waiting to ambush all the guardsmen, but he takes time to get him a candy bar.
Yeah, and that guy was in a lot of movies, man. That guy was in Big Trouble in China. He was in Samurai Cop. Any movie, you take any movie.
Hell, dude, from the asshole detective to the two freaking FBI. I posted a quote in the comments. That part where he goes, "Woo! Is it just like back in Saigon? Hey, slick!" When they're in a helicopter, he goes, "I was in junior high, dickhead."
Johnson is Special Agent Johnson, no relation.
No relation. Yeah. So I mean,
when the helicopter blows up, and the deputy police chief, played by Paul Gleason, is like, "I think we're going to have to get some more FBI guys."
And don't forget, y'all, we learned an important medical fact that apparently in the 80s you could be pregnant and drink, because she said, "You think," Holly asked that girl, "You think that baby can handle this wine?" And she says, "At this point, this baby's ready to 10 bar."
Yeah.
So I mean, put that up there right along with filling up your gas tank with a cigarette, smoking a cigarette.
At least you wasn't taking Tylenol.
Yeah.
Okay, I will tell you what some guys I think that kind of stood out to me besides Bruce Willis and of course Alan Rickman, but I'm going to go a little deeper here. I'm going to say Reginald Bell Johnson as Sergeant Al Powell. You get to know a lot about him. He's got this backstory, and him and John kind of like hit it off. But there's also a couple of guys, and I love Argyle, played by Deborah White. I just like him. He was poor guy. Argyle was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he come out and kind of helped John at the end. Also, when he punches that guy out, right?
Yeah.
He punches Theo out, played by Clarence Gilliard. And if you realize, you think about this, I always think about this weird shit, like about a movie. So, like, all the other terrorists are dead. This guy's going to take the fall for all this shit.
Yeah.
Murder, terrorism, hostage taking, hijacking, having C4, grand theft, everything. He's going to go away for a long, long time because he's the only guy that's going to stand trial for this shit.
Yeah.
So I'd like to learn how bad and a little computer guy like that, man, he better get tough before he gets in there because he's in for a little bit of trouble. Also, I want to point out two guys in this movie. Richard Thornburg, played by William Atherton, the smarmy news reporter, who is more famously known. He's always known for being a dick, a little slime ball in movies. He was also the head of the EPA in New York City in the movie Ghostbusters, and he's the one that had them shut down the containment field. And that's the one where Dan Aykroyd says everything was fine until the containment field was shut down by Dickless over here. And they asked Bill Murray, "Is this true?" And he says, "As far as I know, Your Honor, this man has no dick."
Yeah.
And also, Sergeant Al Powell was there working with the NYPD at the time.
Yep. And the guy Paul Gleason, who plays hey Pops, how you doing? Who plays Deputy Chief Dwayne, whatever his name is. He was the principal in Breakfast Club. He's the one who says, "You mess with the bull, son, you get the horns." And he gives but he didn't mean devil horns. He gets you out there. And he also threatens he tries to get a teenage kid to throw a punch at him so he can beat him up. So he's always plays an a-hole. But other than that, also there's another guy, Hart Bachner, who plays Harry Ellis. What a cokehead. That guy was crazy. He knew he was dead as soon as he went in there to talk to Hans, right? He was dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we go on, I'm going to play one clip. This is okay. Also, I'm going to share a conspiracy theory after the next round. All right. Anyway, so we'll play a couple of clips just to get it out of the way. This is the one where this is how he gets Sergeant Al's attention. When he's getting ready to go away, he throws a dead body out and fires an M60 over his head. And this is what Bruce Willis says to him.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And another famous line, which I'll always never get tired of, is when Bruce Willis is crawling through the air conditioning ducts.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
Also, there's another funny part after that. He says, "Now I know what a TV dinner feels like."
Yeah.
Yes, Pops, we agree. We agree. It's got everything you need: action, Christmas miracles, Christmas music.
I agree.
A happy ending. It's just my opinion. It's all our opinions, but it's okay. Okay, so now, Nerdy, we'll go around. I'll ask you first. Name just a couple. You can name 2 or 3. What are some of your favorite scenes in this film?
Oh, man, favorite scenes. Well, of course, all the times that he's going back and forth with Hans on the radio, and he's just being a smart ass to Hans, and Hans going back at him. I love any interaction between them two. When he finally does meet Hans face to face, and the first time, I watched this when I was 9 or 10 years old. I should not have been watching this, but my parents let me watch it. I remember thinking, "Oh hell, he doesn't know that's Hans. He's about to get killed." And then whenever he turned it around on him, I was like, "Oh, hey, he's kind of smart." But of course, when he's jumping off the building and he's over there saying, I swear to God, I'll never go up in a tall building again. And he does his little jump. I don't know how many times I would stand on the edge of my bed or the edge of the couch and then jump and pretend I was doing the jump from Die Hard.
Yeah. Hey, we got Pops Addict said, "Best Christmas movie ever." John's Comic with Press says, "Iconic Christmas movie and all around great action flick." Collector P said he made the Die Hard Christmas ornament this year, which is awesome. I'm doing that. I'm going to try to do it before the week's out. I got to get some tinfoil and a picture of John McClane. And John's telling nice work. Okay, same thing for you, Tony. What are some of your favorite standout scenes in this film?
Oh Lord, man. Where do I start? everything is goofy. As I love the part, like hell on the plane when the guys tell him make fingers with your toes, and he goes, "Trust me, I'm an expert." And then when he sees that guy's gun, and he goes, "Don't worry, I'm a cop. I've been doing it for 11 years. Trust me." Stuff like that. The hell, even the intellectual conversation that Hans had with Tagawa about the suits and stuff.
Yeah, it's an Arafat. I heard Arafat gets his there.
Yeah, I mean that just shows you how much of an intellectual. And then the scene where he's rattling off all the, we want all of our revolutionary brothers. And he rattles off all these people. At the last part, Carl looks at him and Asian Don. I read about him in Time magazine. And just that crazy stuff.
Yeah, people from Northern Ireland to everywhere. Like just
of course the scene where he jumps off the side of the building. There's just so many. The part where he has to go through the glass with no shoes on. There's just a lot of crazy scenes. My mind is just trying to pick certain scenes. The fact that he knew that was Hans, and just sit there and bullshit with him.
Yeah.
I mean, the fight that he had with Carl. I mean, it's just there's a lot of really good stuff.
Some of my favorite scenes are, I guess, I like the end scene where like Hans, and that's another Christmas thing, by the way. He takes Christmas tape and tapes the Beretta to the back of his back.
Yeah.
And he's got his hands over his shoulder where he can get it. He's only got 2 bullets left. He makes them count. And the dramatic ending where she's holding on to that he's holding on to that Rolex on Holly's arm, wrist, and he has to take it off, and then Hans falls in slow motion off the top of the tower. And also, I enjoy the part where after they shoot the armored vehicle twice with that rocket launcher, that artillery gun. I mean, it's a pretty heavy duty artillery there. Bruce Willis pulls out the detonators and takes a big brick of C4 and he puts 2 detonators in it, takes it and goes, fuck it. He puts the 3rd one in there, which is crazy. And then he puts the monitor over it, wraps up the cord, and throws, take this under advisement, pal. And it blows up, and it just starts, he goes, oh shit, he didn't realize it was going to blow up that far back out to him. And about takes him out. And also, I kind of like the part where he's like, welcome to the party, pal. It's like, here we go. Most extreme example of couples therapy ever. He's like, where he gets in there and he goes, welcome to the party, pal, and throws a, shoot. Although he must have been a pretty good shot with that M60 because, I mean, I don't know how he managed to shoot every round over the top of Al's head on top of that. It hit without hitting poor Al there.
See, that's what I've always wondered. Because I've always wondered, is it John McClane shooting him? Because that's what I thought as a kid. But now I'm thinking it was actually the terrorists who were shooting at Al Powell.
You think it was?
Yeah, I always thought it was the terrorists shooting at him.
Yeah, because
it was. Yeah, because he didn't have M60. You're right. I always thought that. There's another favorite scene of mine where he's being chased under the table. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate. Thanks for the advice.
And this is also the movie that made Bruce Willis 3/4 death.
Yeah. Also, there's another famous scene we're going to play that I think I enjoy a lot.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
I mean, it's just like what I also like about this movie, and we'll go around and let you guys discuss what else you like about it. And I'll start this time though. Like we were talking about during the trailer, when we were watching the trailer. Most of the time before this movie come out, you had Sylvester Stallone or some other big action hero like Arnold. And like I could read you the synopsis for Commando. This is the actual synopsis for the film. a human killing machine takes on an entire army to get his kidnapped daughter back. A human killing machine. And like, you know, how he fires all these rounds and he doesn't run out of ammunition. He's a tough guy the whole time. You're not even concerned that Arnold's going to get killed in that movie because he's such a badass. In this movie, first off, Bruce Willis wasn't as a known commodity as those two guys were.
Nope.
And so you didn't know what was going to happen. Secondly, he played it smart. He doesn't go out there like in slow motion with his gun blazing when the terrorists come through the elevators. He knows as a cop that if he goes out there, he's a dead man too. And he's got to do something to buy time. And he tries at first to do anything he can to not get into the conflict with them. And he tries to call a fire department. He calls dispatch. Nothing seems to work. And then they catch on to him and he has no choice. He takes out the one terrorist, which is kind of an accident. Him and the guy tumble down the stairs and the guy breaks his neck. So then, and also he's already at a disadvantage because he doesn't have his shoes on. You know, we go back to the point where the guy told him to take his shoes off and make fists with his bare feet in the carpet, you know. So he doesn't have his shirt on. He's got a wife beater on, no socks, no shoes. And and he's out there on his wits. He's got his handgun and his service revolver or whatever, his service gun. And he's always like something you've never seen in an action film to this point, Nerdy and Tony. The guy picks up the dead bad guy's weapon and reuses it.
Yep.
You know how many times me and my dad used to watch the movie? My dad was a Marine Corps vet in Vietnam. He would always say this: "Why didn't he pick up the guy's gun?"
Yep.
And
Exactly.
also, how much ammunition he has in this movie is an issue. Like he's low on ammo there at the end. He gets out the magazine, and there's only 2 9mm rounds left for the Beretta.
Yeah, he's not walking around with an M60 with 2,000 rounds somehow strapped to him.
And Bruce Willis is more of an everyman in this movie. Like, yes, he's a normal guy that's just a NYPD police officer on vacation, and he's thrust into this insane like situation that he has to handle because nobody else can do it. The police outside have no idea what's really going on, but he does. And also, he's smart. He gets on the elevator and he starts writing their names down with a marker on his wrist. So then he starts getting into the guy's head because he's a police officer. He knows how to do it. And he's like, "Well, I guess Marco's gone too now, pal." You know. And so I just like it. I think it's a pretty smart movie. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, he's you know, and there was a Kevin Smith said that he came out and apologized because he said that he'd been at odds with him when they did that movie Cop Out.
Yeah.
And he said, looking back, I realized it was probably because he was going through this at that point and just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's possible.
Thought he was just act like he was, you know, thought he was act like a diva or something, you know, because he was and you know, he did a lot of good movies though. So I mean, it's sad, and I just hate it too because this guy was somebody that brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. You know, with his films and his TV show Moonlighting. I used to watch Moonlighting with my mom all the time.
Yep.
It still holds up. If you ever watch that show, you see a rerun of it. Some of it's on YouTube, I think, and it might be on Tubi. It still holds up.
Yep.
But anyway, so you know, thank you, Bruce Willis, for giving us all these great memories. All these, and this movie spawned how many sequels? You got Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's when Hans Gruber's brother comes back and uses his brother as excuse, even though he didn't really care about his brother, as he says later in the movie. And then we had Die Hard,
Live Free or Die Hard.
Live Free or Die Hard.
And then we had Part 5. It was with
with
Tom
his
Hardy.
kids.
Yeah,
A good day to Die Hard.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that one got a little out of there, but I still like Live Free or Die Hard. I thought that was pretty good.
I
loved
feel
all
like
of them.
the first 3 were really good because he was the everyman. But by the time we got to Live Free or Die Hard, he was basically
22 Raptors and shit.
Yeah, he was basically Stallone and Schwarzenegger by then.
Yeah. I really liked the bad guy in that movie, played by Timothy Olyphant. Timothy Olyphant was a good bad guy in that movie, though. But yeah, and then they added the little sidekick, you know, and but yeah, Part 3 is great too. That's a great scene in Part 3 where him and Sam Jackson are driving that cab through Central Park, and he goes, and Sam Jackson says, "Are you trying to hit these people?" He's like, "No." Well, maybe that mime.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great. Okay, let's. I forgot what I was going to ask in this next one. So, just what are your overall thoughts on the movie, Nerdy?
I mean, to me, this is like your quintessential 80s action movie, even though it went against the grain of what we were used to. Like, if you think of your 80s action, this was it. But this was also, at what, 88 when this came out? So this kind of changed what action movies were turning into, because after this movie, everything was like, oh, that's Die Hard on a bus. That's Die Hard in a plane. That's Die Hard on a everything was Die Hard in this, because everyone was trying to recreate the magic of this original movie. And then I want to say like 10 years ago, I had some buddies that I used to work with, and they wanted to make a list of the 100 greatest action movies ever. And he was a little bit younger than me. He was probably 10 years younger than I was. So in his mind, The Dark Knight was going to win. And I'm like, bro, you can put whatever movie you want. Die Hard's going to win. And then he's like, there's no way. And after taking like a short survey and he made his brackets, he's like, forget it. You're right. Everyone's just going to pick Die Hard. I'm like, I told you, homie. Tony, what about you?
Well, before I get into my overall feelings, there's a couple of things I was going to point out. I thought of another scene. Some people might think it's hokey, but I get, me being a Western fan, I love it. That part where they're having a talk right before when he confronts Gruber with Holly, and Gruber goes, well, this time John Wayne will not ride off into the sunset with Grace Kelly. He goes, that's Gary Cooper, asshole.
Yeah.
I always love that. And then an important fact. I love this fact. The scene where Hans drops. When they filmed that scene, Hans or Alan Rickman is afraid of heights.
Yep.
And he's like, you're not just going to drop me, are you? Oh, no, we'll let you know, and then we'll drop you. And they were going to do like a countdown, and they just hit the button. So when they just hit the button and he has that shocked look on his face, that is real.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, should I play the clip real quick? Here we go.
And millions of American males, it is not Christmas till you see Hans falling from Nakatomi Plaza.
I've been preaching that for years. that and seeing General McAllister roast his nuts on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
But
hey,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I got something after this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say overall, whether it's a Christmas movie or not, yeah, I love it as a Christmas movie. And if nobody wants to think it's not a Christmas movie, then fine, that's cool too. Everybody could enjoy things in their own way. Because I mean, we always talk about how great Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but nobody discusses Die Hard 2. Because Die Hard 2 took place on Christmas as well. Christmas Eve as well.
Pops Addict makes a good point. Rickman was awesome in everything he ever did.
Yeah. Rickman is one of my top 5 favorite actors of all time. I love him. It really sucks that he's no longer with us. But overall, when I watch this movie, man, it's like Nerdy said, man, it's the quintessential 80s freaking action movie. Yeah, we had other cool movies like, I in my worst Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, I wouldn't expect him to go yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It just doesn't. It doesn't sound right, but it worked. I mean, you just had a guy who was just a cop. He went to go see his wife and kids at Christmas, and just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep.
And it worked. And I think that's believable in a lot of scenarios to a certain extent. What would you do if you was a cop stuck in a situation like this? But yeah, overall, I mean, the action, the stunts, the dialogue, and everything. This movie is iconic. And it will always be iconic. I mean,
All right. Do you guys want to hear this conspiracy theory? You want your minds to be blown? I'm getting ready to read this. I've got a website. It's got the whole thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So it starts out 1984. Officer Al Powell because he's in Ghostbusters. Rizal B. Johnson. He starts off as a mild-mannered cop working in New York City in 1984. One day, he's tasked with escorting 4 scientists to the New York mayor's office. The Ghostbusters. The reason, as Al himself states, the whole island's going crazy. That's your no shit Sherlock assessment of what's happened after the EPA and Agent Walter Peck shut off the containment unit at Ghostbusters headquarters, releasing a monumental amount of pissed off spirits in the Manhattan. It is safe to assume that Powell hears at least part of what Egon and the crew are explaining to each other before they're escorted to the mayor's office. Showing up to destroy an ancient Sumerian god who's showing up to destroy humankind. That's a hell of a lot of crap to take at work. And of course, you'd never believe it unless you were in New York at this time, where walls were bleeding and people routinely covering people with ghost snot. And Al Powell would have no reason not to believe what these 4 men summoned by the mayor were saying. If we know anything else about Powell, we know he's a talkative man. It's a key aspect of his character in Die Hard. So he probably would have chatted with the Ghostbusters and got their side of what was happening, including the layman's explanation about Egon, already offered earlier in the film about the Twinkie. Thus begins Powell's long and deranged obsession with Twinkies. The Twinkie, that over time comes to represent evil and badness in his mind. The Twinkie is where horror comes from. The Twinkie must be contained. Since Al Powell's already at the mayor's office with the Ghostbusters, so they need an escort to Central Park West, he would also be at the scene when Gozer comes back in the form of a 100-foot tall marshmallow man. So in the span of the day, Officer Powell has come to learn definitively that there is an afterlife, and it's not necessarily a pleasant one, and also that demonic transdimensional gymnasts could at any point cross into our reality and kill us all. So Powell has a mental breakdown and leaves New York. The stress of the normal job is high, but the Marshmallow Man is too much. He moves to Los Angeles, where he becomes an officer in the LAPD, develops a deep psychological need to devour Twinkies as much as possible, ensuring they can never grow big and threaten mankind again. So when he first meets Powell in Die Hard, he's buying Twinkies, not just 2 packs like a normal person who hates himself, but as many as he can carry. He tells the clerk it's for his pregnant wife, but later in the film, he demonstrates an encyclopedic knowledge of the ingredients inside the Twinkies. Wondering what's in them, he goes, how many Twinkies would a man need to eat before he managed to memorize the ingredients? Think about it. So also, this is the time, but he also leads the shooting and subsequent fantasy family. So Powell is shaken by the experience in New York. He ends up shooting a child in the line of duty, an event that further damages his psyche and gets him on desk duty. Not only does Powell tell the clerk at the store that he has a pregnant wife, he tells the same thing to McClane. Notice you can never clearly see Powell's hands in the video, so you can't see a wedding ring. Right? Well, so until now, Al Powell seems to keep it together until he has to shoot Carl and all that stuff. So then he gets locked in an insane asylum, and imagine he has a family in Chicago, and he's just an everyday average cop, patrolman in Chicago, Illinois. Until this pesky neighbor kid starts showing up and bothering him every day. And then Carl is taken back by this. You want to know why? Because the kid he's seeing, Steve Urkel, is the kid he accidentally shot in the line of duty.
Ooh.
And he's tormented by him for the rest of his life.
Yes. And it's not just a fantasy anymore. His guilt over killing this young kid that he thought had a gun has drove him insane to the point that he's trapped in this guilt-ridden fantasy world while he's in the loony bin.
Yeah, I've heard this before. The first time I heard that, I'm like, whoa, somebody went out there for that.
I just thought it was crazy. I know I went a little too far out with that, but I don't think it's true. Of course, I don't think it's true. It's bullshit, but whatever. Yeah, Urkel is his guilty conscience, Pops. Exactly.
And to go back with what you said, Pops, about Rickman was such a great actor in everything, like you said, but to the point where I don't know if anybody read the Harry Potter books. I know most of us are a little older. Okay, you read it. Did you read them before or after the movies?
After I started reading them right after I took my daughter and them to go see Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay, so in the books, Snape is a very dislikable character, but Alan Rickman made you love snakes so much, and he was in the books. He is not likable, hardly at all. It is not a. It is a big shock in the books when you find out the secret about Snape. But whenever you see it in the movies, it's like, oh yeah, I can kind of see it. But it is such a different character that Rickman plays of Snape from the books to the movies. But man, what a loss!
Where the ensemble actors are better than the main actors in the movie. Because you got like Helena Bonham Carter shows up. You got Gary Oldman's in that movie. Yep. And Gary Oldman is Sirius Black, one of my favorite characters in the whole Harry Potter series. But also Snape is also one of my favorite characters. But yeah, that's but yeah, Alan Rickman was in Dogma. I love him in Dogma.
Oh God, yeah.
He's been in so many good movies. I can't, you know. Oh man, can you imagine if he was still around?
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yes.
He would have been a good adoption, and he would have been great because, you know, he wouldn't have to see his face or anything, but he'd have that recognizable voice.
Yep.
He played the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the sheriff of Nottingham. There's two great bad guys in that movie. I can't remember the guy's name, but he always played a bad guy. He was Top Dollar and Crow.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And
yeah.
The Doors in the movie The Doors, and he's got that raspy voice. I can't remember his name. He was also in the Three Musketeers movie.
Yes.
But he's always a great actor like that. Like I thought he was great in all those movies. And of course Alan Rickman, of course, was like Pop Static said, he's just great and everything. Gone too soon, and we tragic events with Bruce Willis, you know. So but we still have the movies to keep us, you know, remember them, remind us about it, you know, and everything like that. So I guess we'll just go ahead and give our final rating, and I'll start with Tony this time. Tony, 5, 10 to 10, 2 times, whatever you want to do.
All right. So on a rating of 5 being the best movie, the best rating, I'm giving this a 15. I love this movie.
You need, right? It's perfect. It's a perfect action film. It's a great movie. I've seen this movie so many times. All right, Nerdy.
I mean, what is there left to say? This is one of the greatest action movies ever made. It is one of the greatest Christmas movies out there. I mean, we argue about it. We, in our hearts, we know this isn't a traditional Christmas movie, but the fact that it's brought up every year shows you what an impact it has made. That now we're almost 40 years out from Die Hard coming out, and it's still being argued whether this is a Christmas movie. That just shows you the impact this thing has. I mean, you can give it a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100%, whatever you want to give it. This is by far probably Bruce Willis's best movie, and probably one of the movies I've seen more than anything else. I couldn't imagine a movie I've watched more than Die Hard.
And I have to agree. If I had 4 arms, I would give it 4 thumbs up. Also, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 15, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's probably my favorite action movie of the 80s. And that's saying a lot, because we're going to talk about a decade that had like Rambo, Commando, Terminator,
Aliens,
Red Dawn, Aliens. I mean, we're talking about a lot of great movies that came out as action films in the 80s. You know, Invasion USA, Mission in Action, so many great movies. But yeah, Adventures Joe rating says 9 out of 10. That's fair, but I'm going to say I had to give it off the charts. And other thing I can say about this movie is I'll just let Macho Man Randy Savage tell you. Yeah. Oh yeah. He will rise to the top. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's I guess that's our show. I want to do a little quick plug real quick. You guys don't mind. I got a couple of things. First off, on December 13th at 10 a.m., that's on a Saturday, me and my friend Big Jeff Adamantium Blade Comic Collectibles. We recorded my first episode of Heroes for Hire Comic Club Retro Comic Reviews. And we reviewed this little classic. This is the facsimile. I wouldn't manhandle the real one, trust me. G.I. Joe #1, written by Larry Hama, pencils by Herb Trimpe, and inker with Bob McLeod. And we had fun doing it. We go into the history of the G.I. Joe toy line. We give you some back history on Larry Hama and the cartoon and how it was a big, like, full court press marketing plan to sell the 3 1/4 inch toys. And we just talk also the history of this comic book and what it meant to so many people my age, you know. So that's going to be our first one. The next one, we're going to review G.I. Joe issue 2, and then we'll do issue 3 in another episode. So we're going to do the first 3 issues of that. We'll end up doing Transformers 1 at some point. But yeah, so I just want to tell everybody about that. And tomorrow night, we have the Comic Lounge, and it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern to, like, I think 10 o'clock. And we'll be talking about, comic books, pop culture. And also, we'll show the trailer for the new Supergirl movie, and I will be doing a live react video of that tomorrow after the trailer drops. Because I can't wait. Yes, Pops. Actually, hold on. Why do you mention that? Of course. It's a direct copy, but I still have a copy.
Nice.
That is nice.
Now, all I got to do is get the Treasury version. And I'm going to get the Tales of the G.I. Joe one, too, just to, for we have the trifecta, right? So we got this one, and this is the one that's...
I don't have that. I don't have that one, but I do have the Treasury edition.
So I got the facsimile of that, and I got the real one of that. We're going to go over the silent issue at some point too, because this one's legendary. But yeah, I got all those, and the only ones I'm having trouble getting, and I think everybody will understand this when you hear what I'm going to say, is issues the 140s to the 150s.
Yeah.
They're a very low print run. It's kind of like the end of the Transformers runs, the same problem. Okay, I've said all my stuff. So, Nerdy, you got anything coming up before we go?
I mean, same stuff I always do. My new comic book day haul dropped today. Probably Friday afternoon, I'll be dropping my FOC video, so you can pick up. You don't miss anything because I go over all the great books. And Stem Mill Sunday, where I show off. You can, so believe it or not, on Whatnot, the buyers giveaway, when they give away consoles, you actually win them, and it actually gets sent to you, and you'll see what I won on Sunday.
Cool.
Heck yeah. All right. Can't wait. Tony, I know what you got going on, but I'm going to let you handle it.
All right. Well, I'll be hanging out with you. I'll be a little late tomorrow night, but I'll be hanging out with you for the Comic Lounge. And then Friday night on my channel this week, we're me and Matt, we co-host a little series called Friday Night Frights, where one weekend it'll be on Matt's channel, or one Friday it'll be on Matt's channel, one Friday it'll be on my channel. We just alternate, and we're doing Christmas themed stuff. So tomorrow night or Friday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, we'll be talking about Krampus. I love that movie. It's become a guilty pleasure. The Shadow of St. Nicholas, all that stuff. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll be probably do Terrifier 3. So
I need to watch
and
Terrifier.
Then I got to work all weekend. Well, it seems kind of odd. Yeah, we're going to do 3 before we do 1 and 2, but 1 and 2 are on Halloween. 3 is on Christmas, or is around Christmas. So
do I have to watch the first 2 as well?
Well, the story of 2 continues on into 3, but I mean, only if you want to watch them, because the characters from Terrifier 3 are in Terrifier. They started in Terrifier 2.
Would it be as bad as watching Halloween 2 without watching the first Halloween?
Honestly, I think you need to watch all of them, but that's just me.
There you go, Matt.
Okay. That's just a lot more homework because I've never seen any of them. But
well, you still got 2 weeks.
He's got the complete run of Action Force. Yeah. Okay, so it's all continued. As long as I don't have to watch Ginger Dead Man again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I was going to point out the G.I. Joe. I don't have the comic version, but you can't really see it. But down here underneath the Kiss poster is my Treasury edition.
Oh, cool.
I do have the Treasury.
Yeah, well, see, I just had this idea to do like the retro, like everybody does new comic reviews, right?
Yeah.
So one of my favorite YouTube channels that got me interested in even wanting to do a comic book channel was Cartoonist Kayfabe, and they would always go over like old issues, right? And that's why I was like Comic and Story, because he would do that where he'd tell you the story.
Yeah.
Even though he's passed away now, but that was a damn shame. But anyway, yeah, this actually, I can tell you what. I know this is supposed to be up Die Hard, but this is the end of the show, so it don't matter. G.I. Joe Comics went hardcore. They didn't like spare kids. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in here, like, well, me and Jeff point out. I wish Jeff could have made the show. I know he really wanted to talk about this one, but there's a backup story in here that's really great too, that shows you how badass Scarlet was.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that off camera. And if anybody wants to be on the Transformers issue 1, review, just we're going to try to herd the cats together, because there's like you and Flash by Night and E-Man want to be part of it too. So, and then Jeff. So, yeah, I hope that Larry Hama is at Heroes Con this year, Pops, because I have never met the man, so I got high hopes he'll be there. We got Starscream in here. # Justice for Starscream.
Yeah.
That's a cool statue.
Thank you.
I want to get some of the G.I. Joe statues I've seen. They look pretty cool.
God, yeah.
Trev got one of Snake Eyes. It's just amazing. Trev, the shipping guru.
Well, for those of you who don't know, you can already order it on FOC. It's coming out in January. They're doing a facsimile of issue 49 with the traditional cover and a new cover by Chris Mooneyham for the first appearance of Serpentor.
Awesome. Yeah, I want the Chris Mooneyham one because I already have I got a direct and a newsstand copy of the original.
I ordered both of them. Yeah, I've got the original one, but I don't remember if it was direct or newsstand. I don't remember which one it was.
That's actually a good story too. What also was great about it, I don't want to talk about now. So you can say that for the show. Yeah. I don't want to give too much inside dope of what I'm talking about. But we go in depth. I talk about the toy line. We even looked at the Hasbro Plus website to show you how the toys have evolved from the new Classified series and how they've been an ever-changing thing since the 60s. But anyway, and why they did it. We talk about why they did it. We won't get into that now, but you guys probably already know. I'll tell you backstage. All right, but until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Oh, yeah, and I almost forgot. So Bad Cinema next week, we're going to be watching Silent Night, Daily Night Part 2 because it's Garbage Day.
Garbage Day.
And then after that, we'll also be reviewing for Good Cinema the same next Wednesday at the same time. We're going to be reviewing A Christmas Story. So, all right. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. All right. Anyway, until next time, true believers, except.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.